for severe weather and for tornadoes, getting up into this high range. And the setup here is this type of setup and the type of threat we're seeing, something we can go years without seeing. So this is a significant day tomorrow, and it's starting essentially tonight with the potential for severe weather. So waking up tomorrow morning. Now, a couple things with what's going on tonight. First off, we have the storm. So there are some storms that are going to move through some of these areas, and sometimes what will happen, you get enough rain, and that rain can bring down some cool air. There's some evaporation that can cool the atmosphere, and you can get a little bit of cooling to happen, which could lead to the atmosphere less likely to want to rise, a little bit of stability or some cloud cover to kind of hold down some of the heating from the sun. If we don't get that, and it doesn't look like it's really going to be enough to overcome the ingredients that are all together. But there is still that wild card out there that we'll watch to see how it develops by tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. But that being said, there is still the ingredients in place for a huge area here across a lot of the South for instability and energy to build once again, which they're going to see that fuel, so that moisture coming up, these winds coming out of the southeast. So a couple things. The southeast, where's the air coming from? It's from the Gulf, right? And if you go to the Gulf, even now, there's plenty of moisture getting into the atmosphere, being transported up. It's been warm. It has that feel out there. So that the warmth and the moisture helps with the energy, helps that once these storms kind of tap into the environment and air's rising, it's going to keep rising. And rising in a phenomenal fashion to where storms are really going to get going. And then the winds above ground now turning southwesterly. So what did we see before? Was it talking about at the surface, more like this? And now we're starting to see the winds a little bit higher up in the atmosphere doing a little bit more of that action, coming in from a slightly different direction. So now we're getting that wind shear, right? And air coming up and through that is more likely to rotate. And so that's when you get these rotating storms, and these rotating storms, as that air turns with height, are more likely to be strong to severe, and they're the ones that are more likely to produce tornadoes. So for tomorrow, this is what we're looking at. Tomorrow, several tornadoes are expected in the afternoon and overnight. So on this overnight, tonight, we're seeing tornadoes, several tornado warnings, but then again, tomorrow night, or depending on where you are, technically tonight, 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern, it is now midnight, a little bit after midnight in the Central Time Zone. And so later on, Saturday night into Sunday, still the threat for supercells to be tornadic. There's going to be a lot of them, right? And there's the potential for significant long-track tornadoes, and maybe not just one or two. There could be several. I mean, we're tracking several tornadoes tonight that are going across several counties. Then on top of that, or in addition to that, there's going to be damaging wind gusts that could be up around 90 miles an hour, baseball-size hail. There's so many threats out there. We just can verbally tell you. Also, a heavy rain and, of course, a ton of lightning. Frequent lightning is expected. Here's the high-resolution future radar, also the available energy. So as the air is rising, the areas where the air is more likely to keep rising in some of these spots, and you see we're in that. You get on the chart here, and it's enough, right? And all the ingredients are not created equal. You don't need equal parts of every severe weather ingredient to get severe weather. You can have a low end, say, on energy, but a higher end of, say, like shear or lift, and they can overcome other stuff. So there's a lot of ingredients going into this. High resolution future radar keeps the showers and the storms going. Here's all that energy kind of going with it. You've got the southerly flow bringing in more moisture. Daytime heating, it's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Here comes the storms, and the overnight storms tonight, they have enough time for the atmosphere to actually rebound and recharge itself with some of these individual storms in here. You really can even see it. This is the future radar. And even the future radar is picking up on the flavor of the atmosphere, what the atmosphere is capable of. And there's these little appendages in here, even showing up like little kidney bean look to them. And now this is getting into the afternoon. Here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And now by 10 through Birmingham, again, this is tomorrow night into Atlanta and moving through Atlanta during the overnight hours, and the hours Columbia, South Carolina, and then all the way down to Tallahassee and Pensacola. You're also going to have an overnight or very early pre-dawn thunderstorm risk here. Tomorrow morning through Sunday morning, all of that rain, all of that heavy rain, likely to lead to some flash flooding here. And it's right around where some of the worst of the storms are anticipated, and not just how bad they're going to be, but the frequency. You're going to have multiple rounds of rain and storms, Jackie. So as we continue to watch what is going to be unfolding tonight, we're also going to be seeing that threat pick back up during the day tomorrow. So again, tracking that threat for severe weather in terms of, what are you looking for?
Sorry, I thought we were going to do Sunday.
Do whatever you want.
We're going back to severe, I think.
I thought you wanted to do Mississippi, sorry.
I do want to do Mississippi. Thank you, Heather. I wanted to try and do both, but we'll get to this storm because we've got a large wedge tornado in Mississippi right now with this severe thunderstorm.
This is the one that's been going for a while.
This is the one that's been going for a while. There have been multiple reports of confirmed tornadoes touching down, and this is right near Greenwood. It's already looks like it's gone through Greenwood, and it's just on the east side of town right now. So this is a dangerous storm with a confirmed tornado. This is going to be crossing Interstate 55 with time, moving towards the Grenada area. North Carrollton, Jefferson, Duck Hill, and Lilac are all in the path of this storm. Just a reminder of where that tornado safe place is. A lot of folks in the deep south don't have basements. I'm breaking everything tonight, aren't I? Thank you. A lot of folks in the south don't have basements, right? So that interior room on the lowest level is where you need to go right now. You know, this is just one renegade storm here in Mississippi. The main line is back here. So this is going to be a dangerous area later on tonight, we think, as more storms develop.
And Tupelo way and far away, but if this is a long track and it stays together, gotta watch it.
Yeah, certainly could be. We're going to continue to monitor that area. We're going to keep an eye on storms that continue to push into the Chicago metro area, where we do have a severe thunderstorm warning with 70-mile-per-hour winds expected to push through downtown Chicago, and a tornado warning just off to the west of there. You're watching the Weather Channel.
Walmart